Hey you guys, and welcome to my channel. We are back in the Car Chronicles, huh? Well, you guys know that I always say that I get in where I fit in, okay? And that hasn't changed, never will change. We got a lot going on. You learn how to multitask. You learn how to make the time for things, all right? We all have the same 24 hours, right? So today it was on my agenda to really pump out the videos, or if I don't pump them out, to at least have them completed and ready to be edited through my movie editor to be delivered to you guys, of course. So I want to continue here answering questions or addressing the statements and the concerns that the survivors on the private support group that I run have been having. I did pose a question about a week ago, and the question was, what has been your biggest hurdle or biggest challenge, biggest obstacle in healing from narcissistic abuse? And I had an overwhelming amount of comments, and it was just wonderful. Thank you for everyone who participated in that. I read every single one of them, and as I can, I will be addressing them. I may not address everybody's concerns in the video, but the goal is to either make your video or I will comment to you. For some of you, I redirected you to videos that I have already made. So if you're on a support group and you are struggling with things, or just stumbling into this channel, or a day one subscriber, whatever, I have over 650 videos here, you guys. So, and especially on the topic of narcissistic abuse. So get familiar with my playlist, get familiar with my work, or should I say get more familiar, okay? Because you're already at least a little familiar, right? You're here, right? So there's a lot of videos and topics that I have addressed, and I know that is a lot of content. And I don't know if I have a subscriber that has watched every single one of my videos. If you have, let me know down in a comment. Let me know down in the comment. I really want to know. I might have a gift for you. All right. So let's talk about another aspect here that I see down in the comment section. And this particular survivor said one of the most challenging aspects for them actually has been taking down the pictures from Facebook and Instagram. Okay, and another survivor said it's been physically leaving. All right, but I want to kind of group them both together because there's similar or similarities as far as what we're actually talking about here in our emotional maturity when we look at the bigger pictures, you guys. All right, so yes, I can understand psychologically why that could be challenging. And this is sidebar. For some of you out there, you might be like, are you kidding me, Lakia? That was not a challenge. I took it down in 1 second. I was happy to take it down. I don't want to be associated with that jerk or that creep or that whatever the case may be. But everyone's at a different place in their journey, and everyone can have their own unique set of challenges. So we're not here to minimize anybody's challenges. So I'm going to just say that right there. So now that I've made that disclosure, all right, because I did find this worthy enough to address in the video, and enough of other survivors on a support group have had this issue, and I'm sure others. So let's just talk about this. Taking pictures down from Facebook and Instagram, all right, and then physically leaving. They have some things in common. So I want to talk about that, all right, for those of you who have had this struggle. So what we're talking about really right now is detachment, you guys. When we're taking down those pictures and we're actually physically leaving someone, we're talking about actual detachment, all right? And a lot of us may not have realized the issues that we've had with endings. And I've made videos on this channel that talked about learning how to be more fluid, learning how to be in less resistance or no resistance, basically, to the necessary endings in life, and to have the appropriate emotional maturity, which would give you the appropriate perspectives and mentalities when it comes to, the times in your life where you have to take these endings. All right. So honestly, when I see these type of comments, you know, taking the pictures down, physically leaving, that's more about the person than who they were actually previously connected to, or maybe still a little connected to in certain aspects, even though they are working towards, you know, creating that distance and making a complete detachment, or as much as possible, you know. It's really about you and not the other person, because I've mentioned in other videos the 5 areas or the 5 steps in the grieving process. So, you know, acceptance is definitely one of them. So as we're going to the physical aspects of things, when we're going through a breakup, what typically has occurred first? Typically there's been some type of psychological evolution, or, you know, light bulb moment that has occurred at that point, that has then trickled down to our behaviors. And that's why I say, hey, we change our mind, then we can change our actions and behaviors in the most sincere way. I mean, I'm not going to say that there aren't instances where the narcissist just ghosted someone, or the discard came out of no place. So you were forced through their behaviors to have, or through the universe, grace and mercy on you, actually. You were forced to have that physical detachment before it was psychologically stable in your mind, and, you know, you had enough understanding to where it was a mental thing and then it became a physical thing, because it's usually a mental thing and then a physical thing. That's how human beings are typically wired. But, you know, I don't want to digress here too much, but definitely it's about you and not them. So I don't want you to see this as, oh, I'm having a hard time taking down these pictures because, oh, I still love this person. Oh, I still miss this person. No, it is actually, it's becoming realer to you as you're taking these types of steps. Because it's one thing when you have it in your mind, and then it's another thing to actually physically separate yourself from someone, or to take these pictures down. It's making a public statement. It's like coming forward, and like I said, it's making it very real, you know. And it could open you up for other things. You know, other people are going to be noticing this. They might hit you up, hey, what's going on? Or I noticed, you know, little gossip and nosy people. And sidebar, you don't have to divulge your personal information to anyone. You could stay very on the surface or give them shallow answers. It's nobody's business that you don't want to invite into such a traumatic experience. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Don't feel obligated, because I see Facebook memes and they say, oh, you showed us all the lovey-dovey picture, you might as well tell us why you broke up too. We in this relationship too. No, you're not. You're not in the relationship. They're not in the relationship as well. Okay, that's just some manipulative thing that you guys should not be taking serious in your emotional maturity. You do not need to go on Facebook and then plaster all your personal private business and your heartache and your traumas and the abuse and all this other stuff. You don't have to share that. Some people do. To each his own. You know, I lean more on the air of privacy myself, and I do recommend that for you guys, especially when you're in a delicate state, and especially, you know, when we look at the research of the Facebook friends and Instagram followers. These are mere associates most of the time. You know, these aren't people that aren't in your day-to-day waking life. And, you know, have they earned the right to have such a private aspect of you? Okay, so let's keep that into consideration as well. But yeah, taking the pictures down from Facebook and Instagram, it makes it real, and it kind of, I think it's a good thing. You know, it's okay to do this, and it may prevent you or be one of those safeguards. You know, it's sending a clear communication not only to the public, but to that toxic ex or that narcissist. Like, you know what, I don't mess with you. I don't want to be associated with you. You know, I'm not trying to look down on these memories with me and you. I see the insincerity of it. You know, this was fake and phony. This isn't something that I want to be attached to me in that way. You know, I'm taking my lessons and I'm moving forward. So, you know, as you look at those pictures, you're remembering the things that you experienced with that person and what you were feeling in the moment. And then it was like, wow, it's a reminder. You know, it could be a little bit of a sting because you're looking back on some of these pictures on how you were deceived and how you were conned and how in the left field you were, or out of the loop you were, to what actually was going on in those situations. So, you know, each picture might have a certain memory or a lesson, and it may even feel like you're rubbing your nose in it, and it's like a reminder. So it's actually one of the pluses to getting rid of it. I mean, yes, you got to be reminded one more time when you look at it, but you know, we can also make a shift in our perceptions as well, because no one's perfect and we all learn lessons. And you know, God and universe use people, they work through people, you know. So you were supposed to get those lessons, and thank God you did, because now you don't have to repeat cycles. All right. And then some of you, it may be an ego thing. You feel embarrassed. You thought that, you know, this person was going to be the one for you, and they weren't. You know, you thought it was hubby, you thought it was wife, and now it's like you feel like you're doing the walk of shame. You know, I have to go on here and take this down. And look, you put your heart out there, and that takes a very brave person to be open. And you know, sometimes things run its course. I mean, you are in good company when we look at the divorce rates, and you know, even before divorce. So hey, things happen. Allow yourself to be the imperfect person that you are, but embrace the beautiful aspects of yourself, and then you can work on the imperfections, knowing that you're never going to be perfect. And some battles, you know, because we're not perfect, there's always going to be something to work on. But it is what it is. But that's, you know, for everybody. You know, that's for everybody. So, you know, the physically leaving part, that could place its own challenges, because who knows how long you've lived in this household, how comfortable you are. And then if you feel like it's been some type of injustice, you know, physically leaving, as far as, you know, maybe you could have some fear aspects. You never know. For those of you who experience domestic violence, the fear of being on your own again. You know, a lot of survivors were operating out of codependency. So when we talk about actually stripping ourselves from our drug, you know, because we were addicted to relationships as well, now it's clear you're over there and I'm over here. So you're kind of forced to get into your individuality here, and it's like, who am I? You know. And when codependency is, hold on a minute. When codependency is getting our identity from external sources. So, you know, that could make anyone feel nervous, because it feels safer. You know, it may not have been everything that I wanted or anything that I wanted, but it's all that I know. It was my comfort zone, and I've been doing that more than I've been standing on my own. Because, like I said, the codependency could create a relationship junkie, and the codependent as well, jumping from relationship to relationship. So it's like, oh, I'm actually single, or I'm divorced now, and you know, I'm standing on my own. Is really is just me. I'm not enmeshed with another person. So that could be the biggest thing as well, because a lot of survivors have been in those relationships for quite some time. And even if they haven't been in it long with that current narcissist who is the catalyst, they're used to, like I said, jumping from one to another. Like, some never been single before, and you know, that can be scary. Like, whoa, I'm, you know, forced to kind of be outside of my codependency right now, because it's just me. Now I need to be independent. You know, it's like going from codependency to being dependent. And I mean, I'm sorry, independent. Whew. Independent, guys. So, you know, I wanted to make this video, you guys, to try to just think of some of the angles, because the person who made this comment and the one about physically leaving, they didn't get very specific about it, but hopefully, you know, through my discernment and my intuition and my intuitiveness, I was able to pick up on any angle of the situation that you may be facing or others, you know, and this video can be a help of someone. So if this video is resonated with you, go ahead and hit the like button, you guys. Feel free to subscribe to my channel. If you're having a problem with detachment or understanding healthy attachment and detachment, I have made videos about this. I will attach as many as I could find to this. But you know, the YouTube videos are just a starting point. If you really want to make that true investment in yourself, I do offer one-on-one coaching, you guys, through voice calls, FaceTime, Skype, and WhatsApp. I do email coaching because writing is very therapeutic. Be willing to invest in yourself. It's really, you know, it's really priceless, honestly. When you've been through such a traumatic experience, you pretty much owe it to yourself to give you that advantage, you guys. So, you know, be willing to invest in yourself. And I know that might be a lot for someone who's used to not putting themselves as a priority or even on a list. But those are the things that we're changing moving forward, right? So again, I hope that this has resonated with you. Great ways to support the channel, of course, is to always hit the like button and comment. It pushes the content out in the YouTube world, you guys. You can always check the description for anything that I have going on. And of course, my website, LakiaCrawford.com, is going to be the nucleus of finding out everything. All right. And down in the description, you can see about my two support groups, the private and the public one. Join them both. Join neither, one or the other. It's up to you. It's an olive branch to those who want to take that opportunity or feels like it's something that, you know, they could benefit from. All right. With that being said, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this video, but never give up on yourself, of course. Continue to do the work. And until next time, please take care.